What's happening, people? It's your boy KP Phil 413 coming at you with a whole new set of updates. So, as you can see, man, I got my whole head retwisted. Took them out, took about 4 to 5 hours. I didn't do it. I started one and got to the tip and just gave up. And I was like, you know what, man? I can't even mess around. And my mom said to help me out, so that worked out pretty well. I mean, on my end, but she was exhausted when she finished. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing how over time and that it comes together and it's like a legit, you know what I'm saying, it's a rope, a matted rope. It was not coming up. So yeah, man, I had to restart them. Reasons being, I'll tell you in a sec, but I'm gonna give you this 360. So alright, so my aunt was doing her thing, man. She was really doing her thing. This was her first time working with someone, and starting and maintaining locks. So I was kind of the testing mouse, if you want to say. And like I said, she did her thing, but um, just certain things that you wouldn't think were that important started to show over time, which were some. When you twist a lock, make sure for all the beginners, man, continuously get it twisted the same way. Take note of who twisted your hair and which way they twisted it. And then from now on, from that point on, if you have to switch when you go back, and that person may forget because they're dealing with other people, you tell them, hey, make sure you twist them the same way, clockwise, counterclockwise, whichever it may be. Because when you start, which is why they say you should, I mean, it's not why they, I believe if you start, and there's opinions, and a lot of people agree, if you start at a smaller length, at a shorter length, like I said before, 5 to 7 inches, because it's better. It's easier to maintain and still gives you that advantage where the tip will seal before the rest comes out. But some people start a little earlier. 3 inches you can start for the most part. So um, yeah. So if you get it twisted in the beginning. So you got 5 to 7 inches of hair. It's twisted, and over time that 5 inches, which is only gonna look like an inch, seals. So the rest is growing out, and that's beginning to mature. The tip is usually the most mature part of the lot when you're dealing with somebody whose hair length is like that. When you start talking about people who have braids for years, and even when they first get them done, they get them palm roll, they hanging like this, you got a different story. But, for those people who start early, that's the most mature part of the lot. So that's what was happening with me. Mine was coming in, the tip was coming into like a teenage stage. It was like you couldn't stick anything, it wasn't going anywhere. You have to really work it to get it out. But obviously, the midpoint, which had its retwisting but wasn't fully mature yet, and none of them were fully mature, but wasn't at the advanced stage as the tip, was getting there. And then she retwisted my new growth one a couple of times the opposite way. So if you understand what I'm like, so this is this way, this is this way. That middle point that wasn't fully mature, it's kind of like in a stubborn stage. Like it's that baby teenage stage where it doesn't really know what to do. So it's working its way into that formation that this one is. But if you twist this the opposite way, then it's a bubble, because it's not loose enough to just go with the bottom, but it's not mature enough to hold its own. So it was a bubbled area, and that's, I had a few of those, and it was like a soft patch, and I was like, man, you know what? That's something I don't want to deal with. Period. And eventually nature takes its course, and I do believe it would have mattered. But and honestly, I'm not one of those people like, all my locks got to be the same. All my locks got to be super uniform. Like, I do want them in particular. If you're gonna start off with manicured locks, if that's the goal, then hey, that's the goal. So, but some of them may swell and be thicker than others or whatever the case is. So I wasn't really tripping on that, but that's just a complication that I didn't want to have. And so some people may be like, oh, you should have kept them, and sometimes I'll be like, dang, because that was only maybe 2 inches of lot that would have eventually grew out, but it was a whole new, just a new start, new energy for me. And I'm actually amped about it because I know so much from that 5 months that I can apply it to this and make it go by so much easier, man. Like, I spray, mist my hair with water and lemon on a daily basis, about 2 times a day. And when I finish working out, I keep my cap on, my like the little sweat cap. I keep it on for about 2 hours, like I said 2 hours, 30 to 45 minutes after, kind of let the hair dry. Then I take it off and I throw it to the side because it still keeps the hair in place. And yeah, man, point being is I've learned a lot. I can apply that to this journey. For all you newbies, understand this is an individual thing. You can take tips from people, but don't exactly just smash it into a concrete regimen for yourself, because you never know exactly what's going to work for you. It's an experimental thing, because your lifestyle may be different. Your hair texture isn't exactly going to be exactly the same as somebody else's. Exactly, it's not going to be the same as somebody else's down to a T for the most part. So and understand that all that stuff that you put on the outside of your hair will naturally do its thing. Understand that hair growth occurs from in here. You know, out it comes from inward to outward. It doesn't. The hair didn't just grow from the top of your scalp. You know what I'm saying? So, my people, no knocking it, but for people who constantly say, I put this super grow on there and my hair grew 5 inches in a month, check this out. Oh, my hair growing super fast, da, da, da. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe they're just eating right, maybe they're exercising correctly, so forth and so on. But understand that it's an inward thing. When you do right inward, it reflects outward. So just remember that. That's why it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. And actually your hair is a reflection of the life you're living. You know, and that's why it's so deep to me. So yeah, man, like I said, keep pushing, stick with it. Any questions that you have, ask. I'm always down to answer. I appreciate all the subscriptions, man, all the comments. It trips me out every day. I get a hit on my BlackBerry like you got a new subscriber. So I greatly appreciate that, man. Keep doing that. Hopefully I can continue to help and inspire. But yeah, I'm still in it. I'm actually put some pictures up and have it, slideshow so y'all can see my fro is about 6 inches, man. Tripped me out. I went with braids for about almost a month coming in before I got them restarted. So yeah, man, just stick with me, follow me through this, man. Take 3 L's, be blessed.